Hello everyone, this is Kalpana, working as an assistant professor in AIDS department in SNS College of Engineering. Today I would like to present a topic in file allocation methods. Let's begin the session. So here, before we see what is file allocation methods, we must know what is file allocation. So let me tell you what is file allocation and why we need file allocation methods. Because what is the purpose of file allocation? So first we'll see what is file allocation. So in operating system usually uses a technique or it follows a method to allocate files in a disk space. So let's consider this is our disk, okay, and this is our file. It is just a sample or example file. It is a document file. Like this you can consider any file. Here I have taken a document file. Let's consider this is of 10 KB. This file document file is of 10 KB. So what happens, you have to store this file in your disk space. This is your disk. So you have to store this document in a disk space. So which means you are going to allocate this file to your disk space. So what happens, this doc file is of size 10 KB. You are going to allocate this in disk space. So here in your disk space, it is divided into blocks. Let's consider 4 KB. So your disk space is divided into blocks, which is of each block is of 4 KB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 blocks are there. Each is of 12 KB size. So what happens, instead of storing this 10 KB file as such in the disk space block, we are going to divide this single file. This is entire file, 10 KB file into numerous blocks. Okay. So here 4 KB is the block size and here the file size is 10 KB. So how can we fit? We require 3 blocks of memory. 3 blocks of disk space is required to store this file. So your file, this particular doc file is will be divided into 3 blocks. Okay, 3 blocks, which means each of having 4 KB of size, and this file will be placed in the disk space. Okay, like part 1, part 2 and part 3. Okay, your part 3, which means block 3, contains only 2 KB of data, because 4 plus 4, block 1 will have 4 KB, block 2 will have 4 KB, so totally 8, and block 3 will have only 2 KB of data, and remaining 2 KB of data will be empty. Okay, this we call it as fragmentation here. But basically what you have to understand here is what is file allocation, why we need it. File allocation is we are going to store our file in the disk space. Okay, for storing, the operating system uses a technique, or we say a method, to efficiently access or store or manage your file in the disk space. Obviously you are going to manage your file in the disk space. So for that, your operating system, which means the OS, is taking care of it with the help of file allocation methods. Okay, so this from this you can understand what is the file allocation, and now we see the purpose of file allocation. What is the purpose of file allocation and why we need it uh, in this operating system? So here the first thing is it provides an effective storage management. So as I told you, you are going to store your file in the disk space. So effectively, you have to store your file. You have to divide your file according to the disk space, block size, and then you have to store it in an effective way. So that is the first thing we are concentrating on. That is the first purpose for storage management. For good storage, proper storage management, we need this. And next is data accessing. It provides a quick data access. Okay, because it is in an organized, we are going to organize the file in the disk space. So obviously we are going to arrange or organize things, so it will be very easier for us to retrieve it. Okay, block 1, block 2, block 3 contains file 1. Let's say file 1. So if you want to access file 1, obviously you can refer block 1, block 2, block 3. So okay, so those details will be stored in a directory. So that is the thing. The data retrieval is also very effective in this way. And next is data corruption. So it avoids our data corruption, which means overwriting of data will not be there here. Okay, because we are just fixing block 1, block 2, block 3 is for file 1, and block 4, block 5, block 6 is for file 2. So something like that we are going to align, we are going to assign the blocks, we are going to allocate the files according to that. So data corruption is also eradicated here. And next is support for file operations. Obviously, when we are going to store the file in our disk, and later what we do, we retrieve the file and we delete the file, we modify the file, we add some content into the file. So this updating, deletion, removal, everything will be happened in often regularly. So for doing any file operation also, uh, we need to access the file regularly, right? Often. So in that case, this file allocation methods are very much important. And next is fragmentation control. As I told you here, if you noticed, the file size is 10 KB. In our disk space, each block can hold only 4 KB of data. So what we did, we are going to store a 10 KB file in 3 blocks, consecutive blocks. Let's say example 1, 2, 3. So 4 plus 4, 8. Again a 4 KB of block will be there, but my data is of only 2 KB. So here 2 KB will be wasted. So here 2 KB will be wasted. So here this 2 KB empty space, we call it as fragmentation. Okay, so actually this is of sequential type, contiguous type. So when we go to next methods or techniques, we can avoid this fragmentation also. So that is what the fragmentation control says here. So the main purpose is to have a proper storage management, and data retrieval time is very less when we organize or when we allocate, we follow a file allocation method, and data corruption is also very less, and we can perform file operations, insertion, deletion, modification, everything in an effective way. And also the space management, fragmentation control is also there. So we'll see the different file allocation methods in the next video. Thank you.